I was gonna wear a different hat, but I feel like the one that I had on made my head look like a weird shape, so we're just back in this one. Also, ignore my chimple. I don't know where that came from. So, I'm a little worked up right now because this is going to be it's going to be a vlog, but this is going to be a bit more of a serious vlog because I want to make a sit-down video soon-ish about something really personal, really scary for me to make, and I feel like this video would be a good segue kind of into those deeper topics that I want to talk about. So, with that said, I am going to my psychiatrist in a few hours. For those of you that don't know, psychiatrist, maybe I'll put a definition up, but like he prescribes me my medications that I take for my mental disorders. I have talked about them or like kind of hinted at them maybe in some other videos of mine, but for those of you that don't know, I do suffer from mental illnesses, depression, well, diagnosed bipolar depression and anxiety, which is really scary to admit to the internet because I have no idea who's watching and it's like really personal, but I feel like more people need to talk about this, so that's why I'm going to. So yes, I have been going to him since I was 16 on and off because I didn't always live in Arizona. I moved out of the state for a few years and I had to see different people. But I go to him about every 6 months and he gives me the medication that I take for my mental illnesses. Oh my God, if this video goes up, just know that I'm like kind of shaking. I am so terrified to talk about this because it's really personal. Yeah, it's scary. So I'm not going to like film any of the appointment because it's not that exciting. Like we kind of go over the same thing every time. He just checks up on me and all that. So yeah, I actually am going to be finding a new psychiatrist. It's not anything that my current one did or anything. He's great. I just want somebody that I look so scared. I just want somebody that I can talk to more about what I'm going through. I'd prefer a lady psychiatrist. I had a lady psychiatrist when I was in Tennessee, and I felt like I could really communicate with her a lot more. So I want to find somebody like that. He's really great, but he's also like really far away. Like it's over an hour drive to get to his office, so I'd like to find somebody closer too. So yes, that is what I'm doing this morning, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I have no idea. But that, yeah, I want to start talking about my mental illnesses, and like it's been such a roller coaster of like me getting better. I mean, you can't fix it, like you can't cure it. You can, make it easier. But I was doing really good for a while, and then like I moved to Tennessee and I got put on different medication, which is terrifying, and I can talk about that some other time. But then I crashed, and like every time I crash I gain weight. So like right now I haven't like shown you guys my body in forever. That sounds weird, but like I hide my body because I'm like super chunky right now, and that always happens when my depression goes up and down, and then I'll like get healthy and get better, and then I crash again. And I need to find a way to make it more stable, and I think that's going to be changing psychiatrist, possibly changing medicine, which is horrifying to do. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to start talking to you guys about that because I know other people struggle with these problems, and it's really, it feels isolating, and it shouldn't, because so many people struggle with these things, but it still feels like you're the only person going through it. And I'm getting emotional just talking about it, but like I feel like it's ruined my life. So yeah, I think it needs to be talked about more. So I feel like I want to take you guys on this journey of like me trying to get back to like just feeling somewhat more stable, because I definitely ride the roller coaster, and it's not fun. It sucks. I wasn't actually gonna address this in this video, but whoo, another scary thing. Let me go somewhere that I have better lighting. I got a comment when I first started YouTube about like, what's on your arms? And I never addressed it, so this is me addressing it. I deleted the comment. What's on my arms are scars, self-harm scars. So yeah, I've been doing that since I was 15 or 16. Definitely don't start it, because then it's hard to stop. And I will talk about this more. This is very serious. I don't want to make this lighthearted, but I also like don't want to get super serious in this video. But just know that I'm going to talk about this probably in a sit down video about everything. Yes, I self-harm. That's what those are. Some of them up top are really faded. There's some makeup on my wrist. Don't mind that. It's not bruised. And then there's some here that are fresher. And yeah, if you've never done this, don't start. Seriously, like, I cannot stress that enough. I have them on my legs too. Yeah, this just got super serious, and I'm sorry if the camera's shaky, because I'm so nervous. This is not something I was gonna talk about because I didn't want to get super personal on YouTube, but with all the mental illness stuff going around right now and Shane Dawson's whole thing on sociopaths and everything, I just feel like this needs to be talked about more. So sorry for the long intro. It's now 7 minutes, but I'm going to finish getting ready, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey, get away from my plants. You need a groomer's appointment. What time is it? They're probably open now. Nice drool, by the way. You guys like my new plants? Yes. Growing things. You guys ready to go to Grandma's? Yeah? Yeah? Let's get your harness on. Oh, there's Faye. I need to get a good video of, no, don't eat his drool. I know you'll do that. You're so gross. I need to get a good video of Mr. Peanut Butter and Faye playing. I'm trying to make this video a little more positive now that, I just addressed a huge thing. That is so gross, Yuka. Oh my God. You guys, if you can't handle that, don't get a St. Bernard, because there are ones that drool less, but you can't guarantee that, and you're gonna end up with a giant messy dog like him. Like, look at how dirty my floors are. That's because of him. I don't really mind it because I'm used to it, but I know, like, occasionally I'll have people over and they'll think it's like the most disgusting thing on this earth, and it is pretty gross. So yeah, if you can't handle that, don't get a St. Bernard. Oh my God, look at how cute they're being. These are so cute. Do you even know how cute you are? Do you know how cute you are? Oh yeah, we gotta get your harness on. And we gotta get you in the car. Also, like my new shelves, I think I'm gonna paint them a bit more. I'm not sure I like all the wood. I like a little bit, but they need a bit more paint. There's my betta fish, whatever. My tank. Got some changes around the house going on. I'll show you guys that later, maybe in this vlog, just to cheer it up a bit more. But for now, what time is it? 8:45. Okay, we're gonna leave. One final thing I want to say too before I forget is I'm not looking for sympathy by telling you guys this. I don't need anybody to be like, oh, that must really suck. Like, I feel so bad for you. I don't need that. I don't want that. I just want to share my experiences and my thoughts and my stories just to help other people that are going through this that might not have as good of a support system as I do. Like, I'm really lucky that my family, for the most part, understands and helps me, and I know not everybody has that, and that makes it even harder. So I just want to make people feel less alone. I'm not looking for sympathy myself.
tonight we take that train for free. Hey, pretty lady, will you complain if all's
Okay, let me preface this whole thing. I started talking to them this morning about where I'm going and why and how long I've been dealing with everything since I was 16 when they like diagnosed me and everything. Do you have any thoughts? Anything to say? Ideas? Suggestions?
Yeah,
because this is like, so this video is just like, it's a vlog. But it's gonna kind of be a gateway into like my sit down video where I like really go in depth about like what I have and like I don't really know exactly
It's
what
really hard being a parent,
yeah.
and it's really hard for your child to feel like they don't belong, I think, is one of the biggest things, to feel stigmatized by their disease.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people talk about it now. Like, it's a lot more common now to talk about it, but I still think there's not enough talk about it, which is why I told them I'm gonna make these videos, is because it's a very like isolating feeling.
Yes. Yeah.
And I hate that, and it shouldn't be, because enough people have
Right.
mental
Yeah.
disorders. So.
And being it like for you, and you're actually 15, and I only know that because
Oh yeah, I was 15.
because the doctor only sees people at 16 that were
Yeah,
born
and
to.
yeah.
But that's why I remember that. But you know, in high school especially, and I think when you hit puberty, a lot of kids, that's a big change for them, and it seems like that seems to be an onset.
A trigger, yeah.
that seems to be an onset time, and I think you want to fit in anyway. So then, if you have a medical condition, it makes it harder, and you want to be like everybody else. So you just want to not have it be real. You
Yeah.
don't want to deal with it. You just want to kind of ignore it, which then makes it worse.
Yeah, I feel like some people try to suppress it, and then yeah, it usually tends to blow up even more
Yes.
because of that. But
And I also feel like you guys are all growing up in a social media age, which has a lot of good things about it. Uh-oh, somebody's gonna get pulled over by the cop. And but I think it makes it harder because you think everyone else's lives are so perfect, and you feel like your life sucks
Yeah.
even more. So I think that's tough.
it is tough.
I mean, I really think that has a huge impact on it also. I feel like it makes it even harder,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you have any suggestions or advice for maybe parents or people with this, from what you've learned over the years dealing with me?
You know, it's hard, and parents, we want to fix it and make it all better for you. It's like that boo-boo on your knee, and we can't do that.
Yeah.
All we can do is be there and support you. And I know, you know, I tell people don't get off the roller coaster, but it's hard not to have what's affecting your child affect you. And even going to talk to somebody, like I went to the counselor a few times, and his child committed suicide, and my friend always says he should be as well prepared of anyone to deal with someone in that situation, and he still lost his daughter. So it's not us, and as hard as it is for us to live with it, it's harder for the person dealing with it, because you have to live with it every day. You know,
Yeah.
Your good days are great for me, but when you're feeling bad, it's really hard not to feel bad, because you want to make it all better, and you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. It just, yeah, you can't cure it, which sucks. But what was I gonna say? I told them that I feel like even though sometimes you guys don't understand it, and you never will because you don't suffer with it, that you guys still are really supportive. And I feel like some people that maybe will watch this don't have the same thing. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, is because anything that makes you feel less alone is huge.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And like you said, it is. It's a very debilitating disease.
Yeah.
You know, it does. You feel trapped and alone.
And I think that's, I mean, for me personally, getting deeper into it, I think that's why sometimes I turn to those suicidal thoughts, is it's an escape.
Right. You want it, you're tired of hurt. It's
Yeah,
like any-
exactly. It's like a solution to all the problems.
Right. Yeah.
But that's not a good solution.
It's not a good solution.
So,
and
yeah.
that affects everyone around you too. But I feel like your disease also is, and you may or may not agree with this, I feel like it's a very selfish disease
Yes,
because
I know.
you're so busy dealing with your disease, you don't see how it's affecting anyone around you because it's so overwhelming and so, you know, that you become almost self-involved. And I don't mean that in like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm narcissistic, but I think you're struggling so much just to deal with what you're going through that you can't see what I
Yeah,
went
you
through or
don't
your
focus
dad
on
goes
other
through.
people.
Right. You can, and I get that. And I think a lot of things are like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's selfish, but like, you're
I
very
don't
much
mean-
in your own
yeah.
head. Yeah, not selfish, just focused on, you don't see the outside.
You don't-
It's
right.
not like being selfish.
You're in your bubble. You're in your
Yeah,
tunnel vision,
that's a
however you
better-
want to say it. Because
Yeah.
like I said, you're just trying to deal with what you're going through, so you can't deal with what I'm going through. And if it makes me feel bad, well, you might know it makes me feel bad, but then I don't want you to feel worse because I feel bad. You know?
Yeah, it's so hard.
It's hard.
That's why I think it needs to be talked about more, which is why I told them
Yes.
I'm so scared about making these, because that's putting
And,
something
you know,
huge out there.
and if
But
people judge you, it's like,
I'm not even worried about that. It's just like,
but it's such.
how do you talk about something, because everybody experiences it differently,
Yes.
and some people don't understand, and I'm not worried about those people because like they don't get it.
They don't.
Some people just won't ever get it.
And if you haven't been affected by it, as a parent, as a sibling, as a friend, as a person dealing with it, you might not understand it. You can try to be empathetic to it, but you don't really get it till you got it, which is a lot of things. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things I think I've ever, and not being in control.
Yeah.
We're not in control, and it's tough.
Yeah,
So
I feel like this is solid
yeah.
to talk
So,
about.
it is. And I mean, we try to talk about with you, and depending where you are in that day, sometimes you're open to it and sometimes you're not,
Yeah.
you know?
But that's why I want to make these, because I told them that I'm gonna change doctors and like really try to like get it together as much as I can,
Right.
so they can like come on this journey with me.
And
of,
it's
like,
not
hopefully-
hopeless. I know you think it is, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of help out there. It's just
It's
being
finding the
brave
right
enough-
people,
It
too.
is, and being brave enough to take that chance. And you may not find it on the first go around, you know?
Yeah.
Which is harder because every time it doesn't work, like with a certain doctor, you have to go through it again, and it's scary, right?
It's scary. Like, I'm gonna talk more about like how changing medicines
It's
has
scary, right?
destroyed
Yeah.
some of me
Yeah.
and like
Right.
all that stuff. And yeah, there's a lot more I'm going to go into, which is why this is going to be like a journey, and also like different parts to these videos. But I just
This
want
is
to like,
our gateway video.
exactly, that's
into-
what I called it. I said it's a nice segue into like this
Yes.
sit down video that I'm going to do. And I have ideas for that, but I feel like there's so much I could talk about
Right, and you
that
need
I need to
good
write it all
pieces.
down. And like I'm
Exactly.
gonna have a separate video of like stories of like people being shitty to me about
Right.
my illnesses and like different experiences I've had with it, and like,
Yeah.
and then
how sensitive you can be,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, and just how like, yeah, the changes, it like can depend on like the hour, like
Yep.
it's
The
so
minute.
yeah, for real.
I mean, I always say it can change from day to day, but that's not even true.
Yeah,
it can
no.
change from hour to hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You just never know.
Yeah. I know everybody likes like the triggered jokes, but that's true. There's like certain things people will say or do, or things that I say or do, and it'll just instantly like change my mood.
And Dad and I have done that to you and not on purpose.
No,
because you
anything
don't
can
even
do it.
know
Even my dogs
exactly.
can do it. If I
Right.
start feeling overwhelmed, even just with my dogs, which
And
they
they're
are
perfect.
much, yeah, they're in my eyes, they're perfect, but like they benefit me a lot more than they, don't.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, it just that's a whole different. Whoa, it's bumpy.
Yeah,
That's a whole
that's a
different.
road. It wasn't me.
Yeah, she's not just driving like a maniac.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. So,
But I think that's a nice intro to this topic.
I do too.
And the rest of the vlog will maybe be a little bit happier, but I just wanted to get
And
this
we have
conversation
a lot
rolling.
of good times. There's a lot of hard times too.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not all bad, but when it's bad, it can be really bad.
And that's part of the problem is there's so many YouTubers, and I know they don't want to bring negativity to their audience. Like Roman Atwood, he's like that. But I feel like there's also some people need to be real and realize that it's not always happy.
Which the internet definitely
Portrays that,
resembles.
yeah. It definitely, it's like
Instagram
only show
does.
the best moments
Yeah.
of your life, or like
Right.
pretend like everything's perfect, even though it's
And
not.
if you know people, you realize their lives aren't near as perfect as they look like they are online.
Yeah.
But my friend and I were talking about that hiking. You see that, and even though you know their life's not perfect, telling your brain, for your brain to understand that is
Yeah.
a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So,
True. But all right, we're just gonna continue our drive and try to talk about some other things. But
yeah, like dogs.
I could always talk about dogs.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. Bye. We'll see you guys later. Hi. So we're back home now. Well, at my parents' house back home. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Hey, sit. Good boy.